Hi there, I'm Kaburi with Fidelity Real Estate, where we're leading the timeshare resale space with pride. Oh, and if you were wondering, my name means pride in Swahili, which is probably why I got the job. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about how you can sell your timeshare without any upfront fees. Before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that if you want to know more about timeshare resales, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button, so you'll be the first to know when we put out more videos about all things timeshare. So, before we get started on explaining how to sell your timeshare without upfront fees, it's important to answer some questions about how the timeshare resale process works. Now, the first question most people ask is, who will buy my timeshare? A common misconception about timeshares as a whole is that reselling a timeshare just can't be done. Some people claim that no one will buy a timeshare off of the resale market. Fortunately, that's not true. Lots of people buy off of the resale market, and part of the reason is because the prices are often better. At Fidelity, we get inquiries from major timeshares every day. The important thing to keep in mind is that you have to keep your expectations for how much money you make from selling your timeshare in check. Timeshares aren't an investment, so you might not get too much for selling it. But if you want to say goodbye to your maintenance fees and annual dues, selling your timeshare is a great way to do so. Question 2 is who to avoid when I'm trying to sell my timeshare. Let's be honest, there's a lot of scammers out there. We've all heard about people being scammed when it comes to timeshares. That doesn't mean timeshares are all a scam or that everyone involved is out to take advantage of you. But there are scammers who try to take advantage of people who want to sell their timeshare. Here's a couple of tips for avoiding timeshare resale scams. First, you should always check with the American Resort Development Association, or ARDA, to see if you're working with someone you can trust. ARDA is the trade association for the timeshare industry and has fought to protect the safety of timeshare owners, so they're a good source of info on whether whoever you're working for is trustworthy. Another important tip about timeshare scams is that you should avoid any company that uses the term timeshare cancellation. Timeshare cancellation companies promise they can cancel your timeshare contract. And while that may sound easy, the reality is that it's just not that simple. These companies are usually made up of lawyers who will try to find a loophole in your contract. This method usually doesn't work. Like most other contracts, you can't just cancel a timeshare contract. Question 3 is who can help me sell my timeshare? Selling a timeshare can seem complicated at first. That's why it's important to have the help of an expert. In this case, an expert would be a real estate agent that specializes in reselling timeshares. It's also important to choose a company that has a good reputation. Companies like Fidelity Real Estate have been in the resale business for over 20 years and have agents that are experts in the entire resale process. Fidelity also has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and as a member of ARDA, they have to follow a strict set of regulations that help keep everyone involved in the industry accountable. Working with a licensed real estate agent means you'll be working with an expert who is dedicated to making the resale process as simple as possible. Now that you know who can help you through the timeshare resale process, let's talk about how that process works. I'm going to break this down into 4 simple steps. Step 1 is to create a listing. This listing is something a company like Fidelity can set up for you free of charge. You can work with them to set the offer price and create the listing, and you'd have direct communication with your agent to make contacting them as simple as possible. Step 2 is about accepting an offer. Once an offer is made on your listing, Fidelity can contact you to go over the details and even help with negotiations. Keep in mind that you have all the negotiating power, so it's up to you if you want to accept or decline. After that, the contracts are drafted up for both parties to sign. Step 3 is navigating the right of first refusal. The right of first refusal is a right written into every timeshare contract. It gives the resort or developer the right to review the terms of the timeshare sale before it moves forward. If they choose to, your resort may take over the sale and step in as the buyer. This essentially means that the resort accepts the terms of the sale and they'll buy your timeshare back from you themselves. If the resort or developer waives the right of first refusal, we can continue the sale with the original buyer. Either way, you'll be selling your timeshare with the exact same conditions you agreed on, so you have nothing to worry about. Step 4 is to transfer the title out of your name. Companies like Fidelity can direct you to a trustworthy title company to take care of this for you. The title company will process the title transfer and send the new title and documents to the resort and country the resort is located in. From there, contact the resort to confirm the membership is out of your name. Don't stop paying your maintenance fees until they confirm this. That last step is pretty important, and it can be easy to overlook. Once you've completed all 4 steps, you're done with selling your timeshare without any upfront fees. It may seem like a lot at first, but with a licensed resale agent at your side, you'll find it's a lot easier than you'd think. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to check out our website in the links below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you can see more videos like this to help you with all things timeshare. Thanks again for stopping by.